To the town of our free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning.
Made it to the top of my run, 4.5 miles easy, and I just couldn't resist but to bring you guys this badass scenery. A wise man once said to me that there's some places in this world that you can only see on a bike, and he's absolutely right. However, I want to take that a step further and make it understandable that there's some places in this world you can only see on the run, right? There's some places in this world you can only see in triathlon, like the middle of an ocean or the middle of a lake or the middle of a river swim. Some people think that accomplishing something like a 140.6 full Ironman at the age of 40 is a little bit crazy, but you know what? I don't care. Didn't see that coming, did ya? Do you ever wonder, man, how does Rob get all this sick ass content? Well, it's no secret to vloggers. I do carry my tripod around in my run. I do have my mic in my pocket. I think this shit ahead way too early, usually at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Welcome back to the vlog. Just doing some maintenance running. We have a 4.5 easy run today. Nothing crazy, which is why I could stop and take the time to get this vlog. By the way, if you think this is just the vlog going through October, November, you're absolutely wrong. This is just the beginning. Fun fact, I turned 40 next December, and we got something big in line. August 6th, 2025. Also known as my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. My question to you is, and everybody has a different answer, what is your go-to pre-workout snack? For me, I like some high glycemic carbs, some low glycemic carbs, and a little bit of fat to slow that processing down. I have a challenging test today, so I'm gonna slam this snack before I do that in about 45 minutes. My favorite go-to snack, especially if I have a long endurance test, is these everything rice cakes with a little bit of banana and some honey. Delicious. I also slam about 30 grams of chocolate chips with about 45 grams of cashews. Sorry, it's about 105 degrees out here. So these flies are trying to eat my snack. Get away, flies. Now, on the bike, I am gonna consume about 800 milliliters water, about 650 milliliters of SIS electrolytes. They are here. I prefer SIS. I've been using it since I was primarily a cyclist about 8 years ago. I like SIS because of its response. It's a very fast response. I've gotten to the point, and I've been so depleted in a race before, where I could physically feel my muscle groups sucking in the SIS when I needed it the most. So I don't know if you've ever done an FTP test, but the training camp that I'm lining up for is relatively aggressive. So I need to know my FTP so that I can progress my bike and elevate my numbers, determining my power output on the bike. So let's get this party started. Okay, that hurt. It was great. Let's talk about what just happened. I just took the 20-minute FTP test. If you're not familiar, the FTP test is a power output cycling test that consists of a little bit of a warm-up ride, 20 minutes in the middle at your absolute best potential held wattage. So at the end of your 20 minutes, there's no coach, there's no guide for the 20 minutes, you just do your best. So it's kind of in the dark. And at the end of the 20 minutes, it kicks out your average wattage held for those 20 minutes. The reason I'm doing this is the next 18 months is going to be probably the single hardest mentally, physically, emotionally 18 months of fitness that I've ever done. When I was 32, I set out to accomplish my first ever triathlon. Not a sprint, not a moderate, not an Olympic, not a 70.3, but I went balls to the wall. First one ever, IronMan Boulder, 140.6. 32 years old, my son was in the oven. That July, I accomplished that 140.6 and just on the low side of 12 hours total. So let's talk about the next 18 months. My schedule is built all about Florida 140.6 in Panama City next November, just a month before I turn 40 years old. Exactly 8 years from last time I did a 140.6, which then I said I would never do it again. Now I'm saying this will be my last time. Never say never. Who knows what life holds ahead of that. But it feels like these 18 months are going to be the best 18 months I have to give to beat 32-year-old Rob and Panama City 140.6. I've committed to this with 3 other friends, family, my wife, and clients. That being said, let's talk about the schedule building up to that day. In 6 weeks, I have Play Tri, Sprint Triathlon in McKinney. In middle of September, I have the Waco Skittle Ride, 56 miles, maybe 62, but the day before that 62, I'm swimming 1 mile for time as an event in the Brazos River in Waco, Texas. A month later, me and 6 other clients are going to run the half marathon in Irving for Oktoberfest. 3 weeks after Oktoberfest half marathon, I will head down to Conroe, Texas, staying in the Margaritaville Resort, accomplish the IronMan 70.3 iron distance triathlon. December we'll take off. My family and I do an annual Disney World vacation. We'll come back in January, reset, prepare for February 1st, because that kicks off the next big camp. In March, for my father-in-law's birthday, we have signed up as a team relay. I'm going to swim the mile for time. My father-in-law is going to ride the 56 miles, and my wife is going to run that half marathon. 3 months later, my wife and I will send our bikes out to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where we will set out, make a road trip, make a family trip out of it to accomplish Chattanooga 70.3. Come back. The remainder of the year will be spent accomplishing sprint tries for practice. We'll head out and crush IronMan 140.6 Panama City with a 2-loop swim and hopefully sub 12 hours. Hope you're ready for a ride, because I'm going to bring all of those to you guys. For now, I'm going to jump off this bike, grab a snack, play a little bit of football with my son, wind down for the night, and get ready for a great Thursday. Don't forget, get up, stand up, but don't ever give up.